What's good, y'all, man? It is time to talk about Notre Dame versus Indiana, man. Playoffs is here, man. I am excited. This is going to be a great matchup. As you guys can see, per ESPN FBI, Notre Dame is favored 70.4 chance to win this game compared to Indiana that's given less than 30% chance to win, man. It should be a good one. I want to highlight Riley Leonard. He's having a phenomenal season. 2,000 passing yards, 16 touchdowns. What's key, though, is his dual threat ability. He has 30 total touchdowns this year, 14 on the ground, right? Seen him when he played against Georgia Tech, and he was a problem. You know what I'm saying? He was tough to guard, tough to stop, and his dual threat ability gave Georgia Tech fits. That's how he's been all season, and he's been tough to slow down. Then, in addition to that, they got Jeremiah Love, who's having a good season. Near 1,000 yards, he surely should hit the mark. 15 touchdowns so far this year. He's also been a good weapon for them. But the key thing is this team wants to run the football, right? When you look at Bo Collins, like the numbers don't really look all that good, right? 427 yards, 2 touchdowns. Notre Dame wants to throttle you. They want to run the ball. They want to be more physical. You know what I'm saying? They got great offensive linemen, several that made, I believe it is, all conference type. Well, they're not in the conference. Obviously, they're independent. But several of them, I think, was in that conversation for All-American on offensive line. So they got great guys, man. Anthony Knapp is a freshman standout. He's been having a great year. So they want to throttle you, man, and they want to play smash mouth football offensively. And it's going to be interesting to see if Indiana is going to be ready for that test, And then defensively, let me shout this guy out. This dude here is something special, man. When you look at Xavier Watts, he's one of the best safeties in the game. Yes, in college football. I don't care what you say. You could throw, obviously, Caleb Downs in that conversation. I don't disagree. I think he's in that combo as well. But this dude right here, hey, he's something special, man. The way he reads the field, the way he could play multiple positions, the versatility, his ability to blitz in the box, right? His ability to dissect and detect what's about to happen before it happens. This kid plays at another level, and there's a reason why he is a consensus All-American. That defense for Notre Dame, something serious. Now, they struggled against USC. Don't get me wrong. Gave up a lot of points. They were struggling tackling. Look, I agree with y'all. But for the most part this year, they have been an elite defense, right? And several defenses have struggled recently. Georgia's defense has struggled, right? We've seen Clemson have their struggles this year. There's a lot of elite defense out there that struggle. But this team is ranked top in the FBS in scoring defense. I think they're as high as third, right? And they're as high as third for a reason. So it's going to be interesting to see the chess match and seeing if Indiana can counter this elite defense and this special player. And it seems like for whatever reason, Notre Dame every year or every other year has a guy at safety that is special, right? Think back to Kyle Hamilton. Look what he's doing in the league. They got another dog right here, Xavier Watts. So that's some of the keys. Can Indiana slow down this powerful rushing attack? When they do throw it through the air, I believe Riley Leonard will be efficient with the football and will make a lot of good reads and throws. Notre Dame is actually top 10 in rushing in the FBS, the entire country. So, again, they want to run that rock and play physical smash mouth football. Now, if you Indiana, you've had a phenomenal season. I think you deserve to be in. How do you answer in a hostile environment at Notre Dame, right? We know it's going to be packed out. We know it's a playoff atmosphere. We know they got tradition and history. How do you answer if you're Indiana and you're Kirk Cignetti, right? Phenomenal year for Curtis Roke. I think recently he had like 349 yards, and I think he had like 6 touchdowns, right? Actually is one of the top passers in terms of passing efficiency this season in FBS, right? So you got a quarterback that can get it done. He don't turn over the football, only 4 interceptions, nearly 3,000 yards. So this kid is continuing to take steps forward and has been electric so far this season. So they got to take care of the football, take care of the opportunities. They're going to want to bleed the clock, and you got to have Ellison be able to have a big game as well. 811 yards and 10 touchdowns so far this year. Surratt is going to be my X factor with his ability. Nearly 50 catches, 890 yards, and obviously 8 touchdowns. So he will be the key in this one. But can Indiana? They struggled a lot against Ohio State as far as with their special teams unit, right? Block punt, like things like that, giving up a long score. Like the special teams has to be good in this one. The defense has to read coverage and be able to tackle in the open field. Those have been some of their struggles so far this year for the Hoosiers. You cannot have that against them. You cannot have that against the physical back of a Jeremiah Love. You got to wrap him the hell up. You know what I'm saying? And you got to make sure that you don't let him get away. So those are the things that they got to clean up. They got to score, I think, I won't say on nearly every possession, but when the opportunity presents itself, take your shots down the field, let Curtis Rook cook up, and be able to score points. Because if you don't, they will bleed the clock, and it don't take too much for Notre Dame. And I know you're going to come for me in the comments and say, well, they struggle against USC. Again, that is USC. They are one of the brands of college football. Not a great season. I know Miller Moss transferred out. They'll have a new quarterback at the helm going into 2025. But again, that's a pretty decent football team. So we're going to see, man. My pick for this one, I'm going Notre Dame at home. I think it's going to be a lot to ask Indiana to be able to do that. I've seen this Notre Dame team in person at the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, and they are electric. They got a really good football team. I know it ain't stylistically pretty to watch. I know it ain't fun, but you talk about smash mouth football, a team I can trust that's going to get the job done. This is a team that's going to do that, and I feel very comfortable with what they're able to do. And I think that game next week, if they potentially win, which I think they will, that Georgia-Notre Dame, you sign me the hell up for that one. That's going to be a good one. Two elite defenses going toe-to-toe. We'll talk more about that when that game comes up. But I'm going to go with the Fighting Irish at home. I agree. I think Riley Leonard's going to take care of the ball. They're going to be able to run the football as well with the top 10 rushing offense. And I think they're going to be able to create turnovers against Indiana and be able to make them pay. So I'm going Fighting Irish.